Grandpa and Grandma Rabbit. Grandpa and Grandma Rabbit loved Miffy very much. Miffy often visited them. And that made them very happy. Grandpa was good at woodworking. He enjoyed that work. He had a chisel, a pair of pliers, 2 hammers, and a saw. One day, when Miffy came to visit, Grandpa Rabbit said, "Miffy, I have something for you. I have made you a scooter." "Hurrah, hurrah!" cried Miffy. "What a fine surprise!" "It was my greatest wish, Grandpa," she said. "How did you know? And it's my favorite color too. Red." Miffy rode all around the garden. She did very well because of course Miffy knew how to ride a scooter. But after a while, Miffy thought, "I will put my scooter aside now and go inside to visit with Grandma." Grandma was knitting a sweater, and Miffy watched very closely. She wanted to know how to do it. So Grandma showed her how. And the very first thing Miffy knitted was a warm shawl for Grandma, so she would be warm for the winter. Grandma was very pleased with the shawl. She thought it was beautiful. It was red, and that was Grandma's favorite color too. Later, they had a cup of tea. There were also butter biscuits. Miffy was allowed to take 2 of them. But then it was time for Miffy to go home. What a pity. "Goodbye, Grandpa. Goodbye, Grandma," she said. "Don't worry, I will ride carefully." And off she went on her new red scooter. Grandpa and Grandma Rabbit stood before their house and waved a long time. "Bye-bye, Miffy," they called. "We send home our kind regards."
In the forest, way in there, lives a special bear. It is Boris. Look right there, the very special forest Boris. Little Boris Bear.
Boris Bear. One day, Boris Bear thought, "It's getting colder. I must prepare for winter," and saw some logs for the fireplace. "I will look for some wood. Surely I'll find some in the forest." The forest was nearby, and Boris walked deep inside it. He looked carefully between the trees to see if he could find some fallen branches on the ground. Soon he found a large tree trunk lying on the ground. That's a good one, Boris thought. I can saw that into many logs. He dragged the tree trunk out of the forest. Such a large piece of wood is very heavy, you know. But Boris was quite strong. He lifted the trunk onto his sawhorse and began to saw. One log after another fell to the ground as he sawed. He piled them neatly in a stack. That was a good idea, because when the wind will blow through the stack, the logs will dry sooner. Boris went inside his house. The house was made of log. It was very old. When he went inside, Boris started to wash himself. He needed to do that after so much work. He used plenty of water and soap. He was hungry, and he made himself a big bowl of tomato soup. It was made with tomatoes from his own garden. After dinner, he put some older logs on the fire. Those logs were from last year. They were nice and dry, and they burned beautifully. It was very cozy inside his house. And Boris read a book until it was bedtime.
In the forest, way in there, lives a special bear. It is Boris. Look right there, the very special forest Boris. Little Boris Bear.
Boris and Barbara. Boris Bear had a special friend. Her name was Barbara. She had exactly 7 freckles. Really, just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those little spots are called freckles. And Boris Bear always said to Barbara, "Those freckles look nice on you." Boris liked Barbara very much, and he wanted to show her how good he was at climbing. They went through the woods. It was exciting there. There were so many tall trees, very close together. "Now watch me," said Boris to Barbara. And he started to climb a thick tree. doing very well, but Barbara thought it was too dangerous. "Be careful," she called. "Don't fall." "Not me," Boris called back. "Just look how easy it is. I can even stand on this high branch without holding on." But just then he lost his footing and fell down hard on the branch. He was just barely hanging on, and it hurt a lot. How stupid he had been. And now he came down very carefully. His chin was very sore. It had gotten a very hard smack. Barbara said, "Boris, I'll run and get a wet handkerchief." She ran from the woods and soon returned. "Here," she said, "put this wet handkerchief on your chin. It will feel better." That helped a lot, and soon the pain went away. And Boris said, "I'll never show off again or stand on a tree branch with no hands." Barbara wiggled the 7 freckles on her nose. She was happy to hear that.
In the forest, way in there, lives a special bear. It is Boris. Look right there, the very special forest Boris. Little Boris Bear.
Boris on the hill. Boris liked to climb hills. Even if the hill was steep, he didn't mind it. When he stood on top of a hill, he could see very far. He liked that very much. Look, there was the sun rising. Boris watched it carefully. At first there was just a small bit of the sun to be seen. Then it grew and grew. It gave more and more light. Bigger, bigger, bigger. What a wonderful thing to see. Soon the sun was a great ball. How beautiful it looked above the green valley. And look, someone else is climbing up the hill. It is Barbara. She has a yellow backpack. What is in it? "Hello, Barbara," said Boris. "It is fine that you are here." have you brought in your backpack? I have a tent, Boris. Do you see the little cloud moving across the sun? That cloud could bring rain. Yes, the cloud became bigger. Soon there were more clouds, and the sun was covered. We had better go home, Barbara, said Boris. But Barbara said, we have the tent, haven't we? They quickly set up the tent right on top of the hill. And when it rained, they didn't mind it at all. Inside the tent, they were cozy and dry. Even though they were on the high, rainy hill.